Here we are still on day number 3, 72 hours since I went with the zero guard buzz cut. And I got a comment from a longtime viewer and subscriber, Collector K. He commented on a video that I feel if there was required watching as a subscriber on my channel that I would force you to watch. Quote, "It takes a brave, confident man to be bald by choice," end quote. I want everyone to watch that video. I think it's fundamentally important. If you're going to continue to hear me and watch my videos, you need to understand what I have to say in that video and accept that, because it's huge. Collector K had this to say in the comments, quote, "You are lucky you have a perfect head shape. Bald look suits you. But what about those guys who do not have the right head shape to carry the bald look? They do not have much of a choice, do they?" End quote. Excellent question, and I have an excellent answer for that. First, I feel obligated to turn around and show everyone my perfectly shaped head here, okay? Then I want to point out some irony on this video channel and my other one, Family Friendly Daddy blog, which focuses on DNA tests and ethnicity and all that good stuff. For years now, I keep getting comments from people who don't normally watch my channel. They'll just like throw this random comment at me. Here's what it says: "You have a tall forehead." That's all they'll say. People continually, randomly tell me that I have a tall forehead. Back when I had hair, they always said it. And I think part of the fear that a lot of guys have in shaving off all their hair is they think that their forehead's too tall. Well, think about this. If I'm known for having a tall forehead, even with hair, and then I buzz off all my hair, and now people are saying, well, you have the perfect head shape. Are we understanding now that having a tall forehead is part of looking good with a shaved head? And that actually is one of the things that makes a guy have the right head shape? I mean, because that's what I'm learning here. Having a tall forehead is actually part of it. If I'm known for having a tall forehead and I'm known for having the right head shape, that implies that a tall forehead is part of what makes this work. That's interesting. So immediately I want to stamp out anyone who's saying, but my forehead's too tall, I can't pull it off. I'm known for having a tall forehead and I'm known for having the right head shape. So deal with that. And if you want to buzz it off, maybe you'll look at yourself and realize, wow, I also have the right head shape. See, I think that's part of the illusion. You know, a lot of you are getting to the point where you want to take that next step and with bravery, shave it all off. Whether it's a 0 or a 1 or a 2. You want to get to that point. But then you think, but I don't have the right head shape. Well, how are you going to know until you do it? You know, I've received almost exclusively positive comments from everyone on this. Very few people have said I look better with hair. Most people watching this channel say that this suits me, just like that comment did there. Okay? So what I don't want you to do is get caught up in whether or not you have the right head shape. And I'll agree. Maybe I do have the perfect head shape, this tall forehead that's rounded at the right places. Maybe I do. But that's not the point. The point of what I'm doing and the point of why this works, the point of why my subscribership is skyrocketing since I've buzzed off my hair, is because I am a model for, can I call it the anti-beauty movement of masculinity, right? Because for so long, and so many people still do it, and I invite you to stop, so many people continue to try to look like the likes of Ryan Seacrest with the perfect low forehead, the perfect thick hair, right? Because they think if I can't look like that model, then I can't be good looking. Well, what about me? You guys are constantly telling me how good looking I am now that I've shaved off all my hair, right? It's anti-beauty. It's alternative beauty. It's an alternative meaning of what it means to be attractive as a man. Now, we're always going to have the good looks of Ryan Seacrest, that kind of good looks that you have to be on a soap opera. Now, if I was on a soap opera, I'd be the villain with this hairstyle, right? That's how soap operas are, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch it. If anything, I look like a Spanish soccer player, don't I? Or football, as they call it in Spain. If anything, that's what I would look like. More so than a soap opera. But either way, the point is, it's alternative beauty. It's an alternative meaning of what it means to be handsome and attractive. You can have soap opera looks over here, but then you can have Jason Statham looks over here. And it's not to say that one's better or worse than the other. If anything, like my wife, she's more attracted to this version of beauty than she was the version of me a week ago when I had my hair. She's very vocal about that. She likes me better without hair because she's attracted to masculine men. Which some of you might think, then how'd she end up with you? Well, exactly, because 11 years ago when I met her, I was not this masculine. I'm going to go ahead and tell you up front. I was not as masculine and as confident as I am now. So I had just enough to pass the test of being that masculine type that she's looking for. And now I continue to evolve into this character of being the masculine side, the anti-beauty movement. I don't need hair. I can not be clean shaven and definitely wear flannel. And as long as I'm confident, it pulls it all together. So I say all that because I'm here to remind you, even if I serve as the perfect model for someone who can pull off having a shaved head at a zero guard, even if I have the ideal head shape, which also includes having a tall forehead, it doesn't mean that you have to have the perfect head shape either. The fact that you're buying into now the alternative beauty of what it means to be an attractive man, it's less about the concept of perfect looks anymore, perfect head shape. It's about saying, I don't care about what it used to mean to be good looking. I'm embracing masculinity, especially in a culture that is all about making sure that binary movement and being gay and everyone is treated fairly and all of that. And there's a lot of celebration of that, which I don't have a problem with, but there's a lot of celebration of that going on in commercials and TV and movies. What about those of us who are masculine men and we say, I don't need hair to be good looking? Women find me attractive. My wife finds me, she likes me better without the hair. You guys, who almost all of you are straight, are telling me how handsome I am. And hey, it's cool. But that proves a point. It's not about the head shape. Even if I've got a better head shape than you, it's not about that. It's about taking beauty and flipping it and thinking, wait, masculine beauty comes not only in Ryan Seacrest form, but it comes in Jason Statham form as well. And Jason Statham, obviously, as you know, his hairline goes back even further. Perhaps his forehead's even taller for all we know. We have to reassess what it means to be an attractive man. It's not about these perfect dimensions and head shapes, while some might say maybe some can pull it off better than others. It's alternative. It's the alternative, right? Back in 1991, we still had hair bands and their tight jeans. And then came along Pearl Jam and Nirvana. And then we realized, oh, this is actually what rock and roll sounds like. And by the time we get to the Smashing Pumpkins, who are also emerging on the scene at the time, then I like alternative rock. Well, now the alternative is the norm. And what if that's what we're doing with this channel? We're realizing that the alternative version of what is attractive and masculine is actually the norm. And what's on the fringes is what it used to mean to be an attractive man, that you had to have hair. I think that's what we're doing. In the same way that we got away from hair bands and like rock and roll, and we moved over to alternative rock, which dominated the 90s, which is where I grew up in. I think I'm the version of that. I think that I encompass alternative beauty, and I actually feel more comfortable with that than I do having the hair and looking handsome that way. I feel more comfortable this way because if nothing else, it's less pressure to have to look a certain way. And it's anti-beauty. And women find it attractive, men find it attractive, and if nothing else too, on top of all that, you're selling an idea that I'm very confident, and I definitely don't have to subscribe to what it used to mean to be an attractive man. I am Jason Statham. I am not Ryan Seacrest. And that makes me a beautiful man.